On today's episode of the Chuck Land Show, we're going to feature Kentucky Hall of Famers, the Kentucky Headhunters. These guys are amazing, and I'll have to say that the video that you'll see does not do them justice like seeing them live does. Regardless, it's a great way to help promote these awesome guys and talented musicians. My name is Chuck Land, and I've lived in many worlds, being a musician, veteran, animal lover, family man, videographer, and documentarian. Since 2005, my crew and I have documented over 17,000 hours of interesting people and places. I love what I do because you just never know what you're going to document and learn from each experience. And just maybe I can contribute to making the world a better place through my efforts.
What I like about the Kentucky Headhunters is that they have heart and soul. They bring heart and soul to their music, and they love their fans, and they're the most personable, down-to-earth, nicest guys you'd ever want to meet.
Yeah.
And they love to play. They love what they do, and they do it well.
I'm here with Fred of the Kentucky Headhunters and Dr. Bill Fling of the Fling Barn. It's going to be a great night tonight, isn't it, guys?
It is. Yeah. Looking for a big night. I'm going to let you chat with him because we've talked a lot. I want to say, though, one of the 10 best drummers in the world.
Oh,
So, and he's getting better. So we're looking forward to a great night, and you talk to the man, and then we're going to get you something to eat.
Okay.
all right, yeah.
Yeah, I won't take much of your time, Fred.
Oh, that's all right.
Thanks a lot. So basically, what are your thoughts about the Fling Barn out here?
Well, we're in our element, and we're on the farm, and we're in a barn, a good vibe. We love this place out here. We really do, man. It's the second time we've played here. Good people. A lot of people show up. It's a small event, and it's real close, and that's some of the best kind of play.
Yeah, really intimate.
Yeah, it's really nice out here. It's a cool thing he's doing with this.
Oh, yeah.
Really nice.
You know, he spent a lot of money, giving a lot of heart and soul trying to get this place really built up.
And it takes a lot of work, and you can tell there's been a lot of work done to it, and to put this thing on, and it shows, and it's going over good, and it's a good time for some people. You know?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
That's right. That's right.
It
Uplifting people's mind, body, and spirit.
Right. Get
That's
a little
right.
music and take a lot of stuff off people's mind for a while, and that's where it's at. You know? We have a good time here. We really do. We're looking forward to playing tonight.
Mm-hmm. So you go way back when the band, right? You're one of the founding members.
Well, yeah. We put the band, the Headhunters, together in 1986, but me and Richard, it's just a little home family deal, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the way it works for us, you know.
Yeah.
It works good for us that way.
Yeah. It's all about family, community, and
right.
Yeah.
And we got our little cult following and everything, and we reach out when we can to some of the people that don't normally get to hear us, but most of our thing is playing events like Fling Barn and you know, place where we're close with the people we play. We talk to them, you know. A lot of people out here that don't have a chance to get out and speak with each of the people that come to see, and I think you lose a lot by not getting to do that. But we try to make an effort to do that every time, because you meet the good thing about it for us is what the people you meet. You meet so many nice people, and you enrich your life by their friendship and stuff. You know.
Oh yeah.
It's just important to get to do that, and I think we've been blessed to be able to do that.
Yeah. Well, you seem like a really humble guy, and that's the way every musician should be. I'm a blues Hammond organ player and keyboard player too.
There you go.
And gospel music and all that.
Yeah.
And you had definitely the right attitude. Of course, after all these years of doing it, you definitely learn a lot of things. What kind of advice can you give to people that are struggling out there that are trying to do music for a living?
Well, I always remember that being successful is not really what you might see on television. You can be successful playing in your backyard. Be successful right here. Yeah. You know, then if it goes another way, you know, that's all right. But be content and practice hard. You know, and enjoy the music. That's what's got to come, because you're giving what you know to the people. And do that, and then you'll be satisfied, I think, yourself if you do a good job. And always put all you can into it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Because you're not around here forever, so the best thing about playing music is making people happy, making people smile. You know.
Oh yeah.
And it's a lot of feeding. You know. Put a lot of feeding into your music,
and the energy that goes back and forth from the crowd to you guys.
The energy come back to you, and you know, if you don't put that out, that energy to the people and the vibe, then they're not going to give it back to you. Then it'll just sit there. You know, it has to churn. You know.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much the way we try to do it. Anyway.
That's awesome. That's great. Where are you living at now? What city?
We live in the south central part of Kentucky, outside Edmonton.
Okay.
Edmonton in Metcalfe County, and that's where we grew up, on a farm there, and our practice house is there where we play our music and stuff and write. And we always been there, grew up there. You know, I never would leave. You know, 'cause
that's home.
That's home. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do this on the new one, then we're gonna get back to boogie music. Are you ready? Yeah. This goes out to little Sweetie here for coming out tonight. She's never seen it in already. And all of our other girls. we got this call, you know, at our booking agent that this veterinarian wanted us to come play his farm. We were kind of like, oh man, you know, I don't know about this, you know, because we're farm boys. We live on the farm, so we were picturing, you know, out walking in the mud and stuff, I guess. And this is for folks that can't see maybe here. Maybe you should shoot a little film. It's actually a very well groomed and manicured farm, very well. And the farming on it's unbelievable too. They do a great job here.
Oh yeah.
But they have horses, and Bill is he's an old blues rock guy. That's his love. And he came to see the Headhunters one time and said, well, I got to have them at my barn. So they told us it was a fling barn, and I said, well, that really doesn't sound like a milking parlor or anything like that, so maybe we'll check it out. So I talked to Bill personally about it, and he was just he has such a cool aura about him, his love for music and that sort of thing. And I said, we need to investigate this because it's more than just some cowboy wanting to have us play his barn, you know. And
did he tell you to check out the documentary on Fling Barn?
Yeah.
Did you check out that documentary?
Absolutely.
What did you think about that?
Well, I thought it was wonderful.
I
mean,
did
it
that.
enticed. Well, you did a good job.
Thank you, sir.
It enticed us to do this, and so we came up last spring, April, I think, and played and just had a marvelous time. I think we played a weird night, like a Thursday night or something. It wasn't even a weekend night, and had a good crowd. It wasn't boiling over like tonight or anything, but we promised we'd come back on a weekend night sometime and do it. And it's just wonderful. I know the people. This is, you know, we've played all kinds of gigs in the world. We played with everybody from, I don't know, David Bowie to Bob Dylan to Hank Williams Jr. and, you know, big places, and done, you know, a lot of great big gigs. But the magic of the Headhunters is to get to see it in a place 500 seats or so. That's the magic, or less, because we actually have an old. We live on a 700-acre farm in southern Kentucky, and my grandmother, back when we were teenagers, I think Fred and Anthony were even 11 then at the time, gave us a farmhouse on the farm. It's an old, you know, an old dilapidated house that for us to rehearse our music in. It had no running water, nothing but electricity. It still doesn't have anything but no running water. It's still just electricity. And we've been rehearsing there and writing all of our songs for our albums since 1968.
Wow.
And this is the new album we just recorded and released. Dixie Lullabies is the first album that we got to do it in the house. Thanks to Pro Tools these days, you can move things in and do some cool stuff. So we set up last winter, went in, had the songs written through the fall. And that's our best time to write. It's from about 1st September to 1st November, that 2 month period. We can knock an album out real well. I guess it's something about the beauty of the fall, living on the farm or something.
Yeah.
And also we're kind of starting to slow down touring. Not this year though. We're going to tour all the way up to deer season and then take off a couple of weeks. And then, but we were able to make our album there. And there's something about the Headhunters that I've learned from doing that is, you would think we would have figured it out before now after 12 albums, but there's something that we leave behind when we rehearse and write all those songs in the house and go to a big studio to record. There's something that breaks the chain, and we didn't break the chain this time. And we didn't on our first album either, because we had no record deal. When Picking on Nashville was made, we made that on our own. Even though we did make it in a big studio, we didn't have record company conglomerates or anybody like that looking over our shoulder.
You were independent.
You were making it for ourselves. And of course, that album blew up, and the rest is history, you know, as they say. But this new album, we determined we were going to do it the same way, and we did. And it's some kind of magic about being around that house, man, and on that farm. And we grow it there, so, you know, why not finish it there? And it's worked quite well, and we're getting the press has been unbelievable, phenomenal, and the album came out great. And we're going to play some of the new stuff for you tonight, too.
Awesome.
We're
I'm
very
looking forward to
excited
hearing
about
it.
Yeah. It's been great, you know, having an old house about 10 years ago. A lot of people are probably familiar with my son's band, Blackstone Cherry, the rock band. And they started about 10 years ago and came to me and wanted to start rehearsing and writing there. And after about 2 years, they became good enough that I got them a record deal with the Roadrunner Records in New York, which is now Atlantic. And we put their first album out, and I was fortunate enough to write and produce it with them. And went to Europe, and it was like they poured gasoline on the floor, and they're huge over there. And they're big in America, but the European audiences
everyone, Berlin, Munich, Glasgow, Scotland, London, Birmingham. They're a working man's rock and roll metal band.
Yeah.
But they have blues roots and they have a little country root, which that's what the Europeans love. Europeans are different than us. Americans, we have so many things thrown at us so fast, over and over. It's like, okay, give me I love that. Okay, now give me something else. It's kind of like a kid. If you buy a kid too many toys and at Christmas, they'll open them up and they'll just look at it and then, okay, next. And we Americans tend to be that way sometimes. It's unfortunate. But Europeans are much more solid on their roots. Once they're a fan, they're a fan for life. And the Canadians are like that too.
Listen to the pouring rain. It reminds me of this song you sung. Does it